planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a quick video today to give my thoughts and share with you the Erin Condren Petite Planner Travel Planner. I'm not sure what the exact name of it is, but I traveled for work this past week and I used it to document my travels. I've been wanting to do that for a really long time, and I didn't have a good way to do it. And I always said, oh, I'll just write it down, on a piece of paper, and then I'll document it later when I get home. And then I don't remember, and so that never happens. So I think I did a really good job of doing that this time each day while I was on my trip. And I'm going to Hawaii in a week, and so I want to be able to do it for that trip. So in my Petite planner system right now, what I currently have is the daily planner, and I have a dot grid, and I have for Hawaii, I did things that I want to do. I've got my sort of budget going on here, and then places to eat. So we'll see how much of that gets crossed off. And then I keep my monthly planner for my budget, and I have a budget with me video up that goes through that. So this is the travel journal in the Petite planner. And like I said, I traveled this past week for work. So I was in San Francisco and Oakland. And so I was able to document like my car rental info, my hotel info, make list of things that I needed to do. So I was deploying training, so I had to make sure that I prepped my training material, that I secured parking at our San Francisco office, because parking is very, very expensive in San Francisco. I paid $58 a day plus taxes on top of that to park at just my hotel. We have to cross bridges and pay for bridges in San Francisco, so I made sure to remind myself that I needed to put money on my fast track, and then once I picked up the rental car, add money to the fast track. And I didn't really get into like clothing and all of that because I didn't really need that for this trip. It's a work trip. It's the same stuff I wear to work, but I wanted to make sure that I brought my laptop, my iPad, which I never used, my personal cell phone, my work cell phone. So I put those things on my list under technology. And I really like the way that this is all laid out. I didn't use this area up here because it's for flight info. If I had been on a flight, then I would have used that. Didn't put places to visit and, landmarks and restaurants and things because I was just sort of going with the flow on things, but I will definitely be using this for Hawaii. I'm going to transfer some of that dot grid info off of that list onto here. And then I just sort of laid out my trip, the itinerary here. And so the first day is sort of like really more of a day zero, but I drove to San Francisco. The second day I was in San Francisco. Third day I was in Oakland. Fourth day I was in San Francisco. Fifth day I was in Oakland, and I drove home. And then you have the ability to each day write what's going on, whether it's keeping track of the weather and what day of the week it is, or what you're seeing, what you're wearing. You can have a place here for all your meals, any reservations you have, and then there's a place for you to put your favorite moment of the day, expenses, and then this is just an empty box for you to do whatever you want to do. So this was Sunday. I picked up my rental car. I dropped off my dog. I drove to San Francisco. I checked into my hotel. I ate, and I did some planning and journaling. I put down where I ate. One of the places I ate at I'd never eaten before was Alioto's, and I had an amazing seafood dish there. And then I documented, things that I had picked up. It took me about 3 hours and 15 minutes to get there, which is ridiculous. The traffic was so bad. It's about maybe 90 to 100 miles, so it shouldn't take 3 hours. But anyway, and so my favorite moment was seeing a new part of the wharf area in San Francisco. It was dark when I got there, and so there was not lots of nightlife, food places around, and so I was looking forward to staying in this new area. And I had a very nice lady who checked me in at the front desk. She gave me a $20 credit to use and gave me some additional information about the area. So then Monday, I discovered that my hotel was also near Ghirardelli Square. I did not make it over there. I used my $20 credit and grabbed myself some drinks and snacks. And then... I was really working, and so this wasn't really like necessarily a fun trip, but after work, things that I was doing. And I was really trying to be mindful of how much money I was spending, just because I do get reimbursed by my employer, but not dollar for dollar. I get a certain amount to use for food, and I do get reimbursed completely for gas and toll and those types of things, parking in the hotel, but not for food and, entertainment. Of course, I'm on my own. So I wanted to be mindful of what I was spending, because I know I have my Hawaii trip coming up. And so my dinners were quite pricey. Sunday I spent $55. Monday I spent $60. I kept track of tips that I gave as well to the maid and the valet. And I usually do that every day. I tip daily. And so then Tuesday, I'm in Oakland. Again, I'm working, so it's not like I'm off having fun. I'm still at work like 8 to 5. But after work, I walked around the wharf area and took in the sights and the fresh air. The weather was cold, but not too cold. And so it was nice to walk around and see a different part of the area. And I got to do that before it got completely dark. So that was nice as well. I got to see the sunset. Wednesday, I was back in San Francisco. After I left the San Francisco office, I drove to Pier 39, which is a very well-known tourist area. And what was nice is this is like a down season type time of year, and so it's not very busy. And so I got to walk around there, and there weren't a ton of crowds. And then I went to the Pier Market and ate. That's one of my favorite places to eat. And this is where I need to go look at my receipts and stuff, because I started falling off and I don't remember how much things cost. So there's that issue. My parking was actually $20, and because I ate at the Pier Market, they validated, so I got an hour for free. So I only paid $10, but that just goes to show you how expensive parking is. And then Thursday, I stopped at Lake Merritt on the way home and just, enjoyed it. It's very pretty out there. And it took me about 4 hours to get home, because the traffic, again, is very horrible. So I was doing strengths-based leadership training, if you've ever heard of Gallup Strength Finders. And so it was fun changing all the skeptics into believers that day. And that's it for that trip. So I will start planning out my next trip here for Hawaii. And that is coming up in about a week. And so I will use these items in more detail, because there are certain things I want to make sure that I'm bringing. I want to get all my air information and rental car information and hotel information in here. It's a week before now. So this is something I'm actually probably going to start doing this weekend. And then I am going with my mom. And so we're talking actually right now about different things we want to see and do. I'm going to be there for 8 days. So this only gives you 7 days of pages for each trip. So I'll work that out. I'm not too worried about it, but I want to pre-plan a little bit, but at the same time, I want to just sort of go with the flow and enjoy the adventure. I don't know that this is a place where I will memory plan in the sense of adding in pictures and things, but I think that the way that they have designed it is really nice, and it allows you to really document a trip. I can see myself always using this travel journal for trips that I take. I really enjoyed documenting that almost in real time, same day at minimum, and that really just allowed me to memory plan in a way that works for me. So that is the Erin Condren Travel Journal. I highly recommend, if you want to plan out your trip, that you get one, or if you want to document your trip, that you get one. There's place for lists and things, and there's some dot grid paper here in the back as well. So if you did want to add in paper or pictures, excuse me, and you don't have enough room up front, you've got 4 pages of dot grid also. And it does come with stickers. I pulled them out, and they're in this pocket here. So you can use those as well if you like to use stickers as part of your planning. And so this is the sheet that comes with it. And I do like to use stickers, but for this work trip, that just really was not my focus. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Erin Condren Petite Travel Journal. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.